Hello everyone, Chris Profi, Musically Obsessed. Hope everyone's doing well out there. What I want to talk about today is a band called DC3, and they were on the SST label. Another great band that you don't really hear too much about. Of course, when people think of SST, they're always thinking about Black Flag and the Minutemen and Husker Du and Sonic Youth, bands like that, Dinosaur Jr. You don't hear too much about DC3, so I wanted to kind of, spread some SST love out there and talk a little bit about DC3. Now, DC3 was formed by Des Cadena, who came from Black Flag. He appears on the Six Pack EP. He does vocals on here. He also appeared on the TV Party EP, and he does guitar and vocals on this. And then you can also hear him on this album, Everything Went Black. He has some songs that he did vocals on this album as well. So he comes from that Black Flag pedigree. Now, here's the thing with DC3. They took the Black Flag sound and they expanded it and sort of streamlined it and added some other elements. When I listen to DC3, I hear some country in there. I hear some folk. I hear just straight rock. I hear Sabbath. I hear, of course, Black Flag. I hear 70s rock. At times, to me anyways, Des Cadena sort of sometimes sounds like Ace Frehley from Kiss. I mean, that's just me. I don't know. I hear it sometimes. I definitely get an Ace Frehley vibe. So DC3 was all of that stuff. It was Black Flag, 70s rock, hard rock, metal, folk, country, kind of everything blending together. Des Cadena also played guitar with the Misfits as well. He played guitar with the Misfits for quite a while. This was post Glenn Danzig. Very, very cool guy, very versatile. Anytime you talk about Black Flag and the Misfits, we're talking some good stuff there. So let me walk you through their albums. Show you who DC3 is. Again, if you are into, punk music with sort of a mixture of everything, like I said, hard rock, metal, country, 70s rock, you would be into these guys. All right, so the first album that they came out with is called This Is the Dream, and this came out in 1985. And of course, these are all on the SST label. And this is what the back cover looks like. Just really, really cool music. This was produced by Spot, who produced quite a bit of the SST stuff. On here you have We Feel the Sky, I Believe It, This Is the Dream, which is a really cool song. Twisting and Turning Inside, I like that one. Dance of the Imbeciles, I Hope Tomorrow's a Better Day, and 98 Malvern Street. On the back here, he says, DC3 started out as a concept, a group of friends getting together in the studio to record an album in the style of the records that used to excite us when we were young, such as Deep Purple's Machine Head, Captain Beyond, Humble Pie, and Mountains. So that kind of gives you an idea of where they're coming from. It's not just that Black Flag punk influence, but you've got a lot of the 70s hard rock in there as well. So very cool album. So that was their first record, 1985. This Is the Dream. They came out with two albums in 1986. The first one, I believe, if I get this order correctly, is called The Good Hex. Logo's written a little differently there. This again is on SST. Here's what the back cover looks like. The first album I feel is their heaviest. This Is the Dream is their heaviest. And then these next couple albums, it's not that they didn't have heavier songs. I think they just started to expand their sound a little bit more. On here you have The Locust, The Good Hex, Remain Forever True, If We'll All Be Free, No One But Yourself to Blame, Never, The Maniac, which I really like, Home Is Where You Hang Your Head, and Bang 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 Bang. Just another great album. Again, not as heavy as their first album. They started to expand their sound a little bit, but still very, very good album. Now, the next album that came out in 1986 is called You're Only As Blind As Your Mind Can Be. I always thought that kind of looked like a Tom Petty cover. I could see the Heartbreakers doing that. Now, this album sounds, to me, totally different than that first album, This Is the Dream. I feel like they came out of the gates just really heavy on that album. And then this album, their third one, you really get more of a bluesy rock and roll sound, even more of that country vibe as well. Another great album. Lost Someone, Party for One, You're Only As Blind As Your Mind Can Be, I'll Never Kiss Myself Over You, I Ain't Got You, Sweet Buttercup, Talking to the Mirror, Baby You Know Where I Live, and Millennia, My Love Is Here Forever. Again, not as heavy as the first album. Definitely some more blues, early rock and roll vibe on this, but still a great album. And then in 1989, I'm not sure if this is pronounced Vita or Vita. I'm assuming it's Vita. This was their last album, 1989. This is a collection of live recordings. I love that cover, though. It's such a cool cover. Again, on the SST label. Here's what the back looks like. So as I said, this is a collection of, songs that appeared on other albums, but live. So you've got Bang, 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 I Believe It, Doom, Angels of Death, Ain't No Time, Overtime, Time and a Half, As You Will, Side 2, Maniac, PSY, Power, Your Mother, Locust, and Thirsty and Miserable. So a cover of the Black Flag song. This was recorded live at Raji's, is it pronounced, in December of 1987. Bogart's in February of 88. The Palomino in February of 88. So a few different live recordings that were, culled for this album. Very cool. So again, I wanted to kind of just show you guys DC3's albums. Just tell you a little bit about them. Again, Des Cadena on vocals and guitar, coming from Black Flag, again, he joined the Misfits after this. Very cool guitar player, very cool singer, very, very prolific songwriter. Again, a band that you don't hear too much about, but I think that they really deserve more attention. And you know what? If you're going to get an album by DC3, I would definitely check out the first album, This Is the Dream. I think that's the most cohesive of the albums. If you're looking for something maybe not as heavy, maybe with more of like a rock and roll bluesy vibe to it, You're Only As Blind As Your Mind Can Be would be a great one. And I think The Good Hex is somewhere there in the middle. So that can kind of give you an idea if you're thinking about getting some DC3. You're not going to be disappointed. Again, if you like that early, 80s punk sound with a bunch of other stuff mixed in. So thanks for watching, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Listen to music.